respected CGM, the GMs on the dais, the leaders of the association, unions, all staff members, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a great honor for me to be here, to be addressing the elite of Indian banking. Believe me, we who are outsiders, I'm from IDBI, and we always hold the state bankers in very high esteem. They have something special about them, the skill sets, the way they carry themselves professionally, their contribution to banking, so on and so forth. I mean, State Bank is not just a giant in India now, it's one of the giants of the globe, 45th bank in the world. That is something amazing, and all of you need to be proud of it. It's been now 1 year for me. I'm completing my tenure as holding additional charge in SBI, and believe me, I never ever dreamt that I'll be addressing one of the elite gatherings of SBI, or I'll be spending so much time in SBI, because initially I was told it's an additional charge, like I was holding additional charge in LIC for just 3 months. So I thought it could be probably 2 to 3 months or 4 months, but it's as of now it's here, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. I mean, the responsibility is huge, State Bank itself, but now we have the associates also, so you can imagine the kind of responsibility that the Vigilance Department shoulders now. But then the structure of Vigilance Department here is so good that things move flawlessly, seamlessly, and also the support from the bank functionaries. Now, it's really heartwarming, and I am really happy. I have no words to express the way the Vigilance Awareness Week is being conducted in SBI. I have been telling our DGMs, let's not wait for the week to commence, let's start our activities much before that. And they have all started in all earnest. Even in Sydney, we had the walkathons even much before that, in SBI, and in all pockets of SBI, all centers across the country. How I am knowing this is that we have now a WhatsApp group where I must be having probably 1,200 pictures of the kind of effort each one is putting at the ground level. I mean, that is amazing. It's very touching, and it shows the commitment. It really shows the commitment of the, how the people of SBI, the staff of SBI, officers at various levels are carrying the message forward of the CBC to spread their vision of my vision of corruption-free India. So thanks to the entire staff of SBI for this. I was also planning that if people are working so hard and putting in so much of effort, this effort and whatever needs to be given visibility. So probably it's in my mind, it's in our mind, that we actually create kind of a documentary on the Vigilance Awareness Week, probably 5 to 10 minutes, and capture the various critical activities and other things, and probably present it to the commission. But let me at the outset thank the CGM here for all the support he has given, and the kind of numbers he was talking about is something to be cheered about, and 3 kudos to the staff and the vigilance team of SBI for the circle. I wouldn't talk much about my concerns about vigilance and all that in this forum. Maybe, sir, if you invite me to the peer review, probably that could be an appropriate forum for me to share. But as a CVO, my endeavor has always been that to focus on preventive vigilance. We have preventive, punitive, participating vigilance, which are the 3 aspects. But punitive is something which is ongoing, but the crux of the matter is, if you focus more on preventive vigilance, obviously you will not be spending the unproductive time on punitive vigilance. As sir was saying, punitive vigilance is something which is not obviously desired by anybody, or something people like, because the sleepless nights people have to undergo, the kind of trauma, the kind of unproductive work which can otherwise get into business development, so on and so forth. The cost involved, the reputation, the stigma attached to fraud, so on and so forth. Let's always focus on preventive vigilance. We have various mechanisms of preventive vigilance. We are now scrutinizing all the management letters, which gives insight into the kind of compliance which we have. We have already the preventive vigilance committee meetings. We have the surprise inspection, so on and so forth. What we now, if you see the last 2-3 years in the banking industry, has been probably facing kind of a challenges in terms of the growing NPs and the frauds. The kind of gone are the days where you can say that I have been dealing with a customer for 12 years, 15 years, so I have a lot of comfort dealing with them. Those are the kind of cases which have become NPS. Those are the kinds of cases which have become even frauds. The same customers you have been dealing, you derived a lot of comfort. There is a fraud in that account. So what I'm trying to drive home the point is that we cannot take comfort from even for a moment saying that I have had a wrong relationship with the customer, and probably I can dilute some of the controls, or probably I can sit back and relax or be slightly complacent. No, because the things are changing fast, and probably there could be various reasons why is it happening. Out of the bank's control and various other reasons. But then the lesson for all of us as bankers is to be vigilant always, to be aware, and as bankers we also need to keep sharing information. Probably this is one of the main reasons why fraudsters take 10-15 banks are in the consortium and it's declared as a fraud. Why? I mean, the point is there is a disconnect, the absence of, we don't share information. Probably we feel that, if I share the information, the other bank will take it. We are not able to, not in a position to say what we want, even for a customer. So it all boils down to due diligence, KYC of the customer, where this is the beginning of a relationship which is going to be long, So I always keep saying that KYC is the crux, and any job well begun is almost half done. So that's the beginning of a relationship, and a customer is going to be with you. Let's assume that yes, that relationship will be long and mutually beneficial. I would think probably 5-10 years ago I would have thought a home loan customer for 15 years probably is going to remain with me for 15 years. No, it's just 2 years, 1 year, he keeps moving. Right, so the customer loyalty, the proximity of location to the customer is all. Those are the things of the past. He's a customer today. He's a customer of some other bank. So, but these are the things which we need to be constantly aware. And I've been now 37 years. 83 onwards, so 34 years into banking. I was with HSBC for 13 years. Then I moved to IDBI when it was in the private sector bank. Then eventually I never thought I'll land up in a public sector bank. It got merged with IDBI, so that's why I landed there. And I would say that I have been into business, business development and various operations and other credit, other areas. But the crux of the matter is, we cannot for even a moment think or say that if I take a decision, if I deploy my money, or something goes wrong, NPAs, whatever, then I'll be held responsible. So I will not take decisions. I will not support business. No, I keep repeatedly saying that you make 100 calls and you get 1 customer, and that also it is not just acquisition of a customer that's important, but it's also retention. All the more pressure to retain the customer, right? That being the case, business is not easy. It is the person who's on the shop floor who knows how you need to toil hard for getting a business. So from vigilance angle, I would say from vigilance department, our support is always there. We will not take wrong calls. We will not punish people where it is not warranted. And there are even there are checks and balances within the organization, outside the organization, like the CVC, where it's not that this vigilance department which decides there is a vigilance angle. It's your own internal advisory committee on vigilance which takes a call, then it comes to the DA, it comes to the CVO, various layers are involved. So, contrary to the feeling that people there is some kind of fear always that about vigilance, right? Banking is all about taking risks, accepting deposits, but deployment of that financial decision is risky. All we probably need to be aware is what are the risks involved, take informed decisions, justify whatever decisions we are taking, be aware of the risk mitigants, and at all point of time, cover the bank's interest at all point of time. Not only the bank's interest, I would also say your interest. Because at the end of the day, you are all working for the bank, and nobody, I would assume 99%, as Sir said, of us, okay, work in good faith. The concern could be that, the people, the 1% who are dangerous within the organization, the 1%. So, how to control this is through strong systemic checks, whistleblower mechanisms, the strong supervision, the checking of exceptions, so on and so forth. So, because this is 1% which could pose reputational risk for the bank, right? I would condone external fraud. I would condone some kind of gross negligence, even in NPAs. I would condone given the circumstances. But as a CVO, I will not condone a person inside the organization who is playing mischief, who is taking the bank for the ride, and who is causing losses. So that message has to go clear, and I'm sure everybody seized of the matter. And with these few words, I would say that please continue the good work and keep the flag of SBI flying high as it has always been. Thank you so much.